Here at HuffPost Live, we cover a lot of LGBTQ issues every day, literally every day, every single day. But June is Pride Month, so we've decided to step it up and give our viewers an extra dose of queer content. As we await a Supreme Court decision on DOMA and Proposition 8, the gay rights movement has largely focused its energy on marriage. Yet research suggests that up to half of gay couples are in open relationships. If this fight for equality is based on a straight model of marriage, will marriage equality end up changing the face of gay culture, and will straight marriage be changing too? You wrote this piece basically covering this topic that we're covering right now. And, you know, we're preparing for the Supreme Court decision. It should be maybe coming tomorrow.
We all hope. We've been up very early, many days of the past couple weeks, waiting for news on this.
So, and, I mean, is there any signs of what's coming, in your opinion?
Just hopefully that it will happen tomorrow. There's anyone who tells you that you really know more than that is not really telling you the full truth. But hopefully Roberts was telling the truth when he said all the decisions will come out tomorrow, and so hopefully we'll know and they won't punt.
And you've written that the marriage equality movement sort of is selling gay marriage as the same as straight marriage. How does that happen?
Yeah.
How is it? What is the pitch that sells it that way?
Well, it was when I wrote this piece for Gawker, I wanted to look at the difference between the way marriage is pitched and practiced in gay culture, and it's something that you can see a lot of writers have a little difference about, the activists have about, and I've had myself. The pitch is really to say that gay couples are just like straight couples, and we want the same rights as everyone else has. And there is a lot of truth to that. I've written a lot and talked about very openly. My ideas about marriage equality really tie into those of my parents who were an interracial couple, and it was illegal for them to get married when they met in the 1950s. And I've often written about the parallels between these two struggles. And there are very universal things that I think are similar in the way people love each other, want equality, want to have the same rights. That's all very true. At the same time, gay couples and straight couples, there are significant differences between them. There are different health issues. There are all kinds of legal challenges that we've had to face. And in this article, I really focused on the issue of sexual monogamy, which is something that is not talked about very much. And it's a little uncomfortable for people to talk about.
Now, would you say that it's not talked about and it's also uncomfortable because in the pitch for marriage equality early on and going for marriage equality, gay couples and the gay community had to say consistently, we are the same as every other straight couple. We are the same as every straight couple. And now for someone to step forward, and I know you're not the only, I don't want to be like you're a hero for stepping forward. Or I mean, there's people saying this, but I mean, now stepping forward, people are worried that it's going to be a detriment to the fight.
Right, I think a lot of people are. I thought it would be a relatively safe moment to write about this because hopefully, within the next 16 hours or so, we should know that there could potentially be equality. But it is something that's really hard for people to talk. And I think gay people do have a legitimate reason to feel afraid that if their sex lives are looked at, if people say you're different than us, then they could potentially lose credibility, have people attack their rights, try to use it as a wedge to take away equal rights. But at the same time, there's nothing, it was really interesting as I talked to people about this, people who are not monogamous, and it looks like the methodology, the sociology, it's hard to say because there aren't that many studies, but it looks like about half of gay couples are in open relationships. But so many people described being in an open relationship is like being in the closet, right? That they are out as gay people to their friends and family, but even if they have an understanding with their partner about not being sexually monogamous, they're very closeted about that. And I thought that was a really interesting dynamic.